And we should be live.
Alright.
Looks like Twitch is loading, so I believe
Yep.
we're up there as well. So
There it is.
we're back again.
Yeah. Back again. A little late because of some tech issues, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's
It's all good.
it's it's us. It's
Mm-hmm.
robot slash Sasam, and
And lastly,
there we go.
here
We
with.
always forget to introduce ourselves. New
Yeah.
viewers are gonna be so fucking confused all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Here with another episode of Shenanimegans. Season 7, Episode 4.
we're still
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
going strong.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to get right into it?
yeah, sure. Let's get
Yeah.
into our news.
Yeah.
We,
This first news story is a little weird. It's that My Hero Academia got announced as getting a live action movie.
I'm not okay with this.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, to be fair, it's a superhero show, so right now
Mhm.
superheroes are all the rage in Hollywood. If there's any movie that's going to come out and do okay, that's an anime movie, like this is the perfect time, like show for the perfect time frame for it to happen. Except by
Yeah.
the time it's finished, people are gonna be so sick of fucking superhero movies,
Yeah,
and they're gonna
that's true.
whitewash the entire cast. And Suyu's gonna look fucking horrified. Have you seen that like that live action Suyu thing someone made before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
Oh no. There's one thing that I kind of like and also kind of hate is that I've seen a lot of people putting forth The Rock to play All Might. So that would
That'd
be
be
like a
fun.
good terrible pick.
Or John Cena.
Yeah, oh god.
Okay, this is the image people I send around. They're like, this is what Suyu would look like live
Mhm.
action. Oh
Oh no.
god. Oh
Oh god.
god.
It's terrible.
I'm ready for that to actually be what it looks like. Oh.
Ugh.
Speaking of Suyu, so the other night I had a goddamn dream,
Mhm.
and I tweeted about this, and I dreamt that I owned a T-shirt. There's like one of those Galaxy shirts or whatever that were super popular back in like 2016. Like you know the shirts, right?
Mhm.
The Star
Yeah.
ones, and then it had like this cartoon frog on it, and then really poorly like screen printed on, like you could tell an amateur added it on in like
Yeah.
bright neon green. On the front it said "Good girls work hard," and on the back it said "Bad girls like frogs." And now I need to make like some shitty fanfic of like Ochako and Tsuyu based off it. The more I think about it, the more it has to happen.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great.
That's my new motto. Good girls work hard, bad girls like frogs.
I mean, it's just so true, you know.
It really is. I the first half is so cursed though because like that sounds so creepy. Like good girls
Yeah.
work hard, bad
Yeah.
girls like frogs. It's like
Yeah.
what the fuck? What the fuck is my mind doing while I'm in bed?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. Damn. Movie. I know there's not much more on this new story because yeah, it's Legendary is making it, and they've announced producers, and that's it. So this is probably a long ways away still. So
Yeah,
yeah,
probably not for another 2 years at least.
yeah.
Um, who would we want for Midoriya Izuku?
I have no idea.
Oh, you know who they'd do for All Might? They'd fucking do Captain America. What's his name?
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, or like Chris Hemsworth. Actually, Chris Hemsworth would sort of look the part if he did his hair
Mm.
up.
Yeah.
He actually might work.
Mm. Yeah. I don't know. I'm terrible at thinking of castings because I can never remember actors' names.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm just thinking of characters' names.
Mm. I don't know.
It's like
Whenever something like this comes up, the only person I can think of is Edward Norton, and yeah, he'd be all right.
all I
Oh,
want is I want Nicolas Cage in it somewhere.
oh
I
yes.
don't even care who. Like, it could be like any character, and it would immediately make it amazing. Like Tsuyu, yes.
Mm.
Eraserhead, yes. What's his name?
Who's the?
Shigaraki Toma, the dude with all the hands.
Mm, who's the?
Nicolas Cage with all the hands being like all emo. Jesus
Oh, that'd
Christ.
be great. That would be fantastic. So yeah, yeah, we'll hear about that in a couple years, assuming it doesn't get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of My Hero, the
Yeah.
game just came out too, didn't it? The fighting game.
Oh yeah,
Have you
the My Hero, all something
All for One or something? Yeah. Have you,
one justice. That's it.
yeah.
My Hero One Justice.
Have you seen any of the gameplay yet?
I've seen a little bit. I watched 20 minutes of it maybe.
Oh, I haven't yet. How does it
Uh,
look?
I don't know. You've seen those old like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z
Oh, so
3D
it's
fighting games?
yeah.
It's a lot like
Okay.
that.
That's what I'm guessing the Kill la Kill game's gonna be like too. It seems like that's
Yeah.
what they're all throwing out because I guess they're somewhat easy to make. You don't need to worry too much about story, and then
Hmm.
yeah, it's
Yeah. Apparently, the game starts the story at like the start of season 2 or the end of season 2. I forget.
hmm,
It starts at some like weird point in the middle somewhere. It's odd.
weird.
But yeah.
Hey geek, thanks for stopping by. Glad you
Yeah.
could make
Hello.
it.
Yeah.
We have live viewers. Let's go.
All right.
Alright, so
So,
our other
other
news story
news.
is weird.
Yeah.
So uh, Haruhi helps crack a 25-year-old mathematical conundrum.
Yeah. This
This,
is
this
weird.
is shitpost level, like, real life stuff. Like, literally, it came from
Yeah.
4chan's science message boards.
Yeah. This is such a silly story.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, right, the
Mhm.
message, the question was posted in 2011. This guy spent 7 years coming up with this
Yeah.
and broke something that, like, mathematicians have been stuck on for 25 years. He spent 7 years of his life to beat
Mhm.
something an entire community couldn't do in 25 years and then just post it to fucking 4chan. He doesn't get any credit. Or they
Yeah.
or she or whoever. Like,
Mhm. That's wild.
yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those situations where someone probably didn't even realize that was like the thing they were helping to work towards, and so they just
Probably.
posted it because it'd be funny.
And it's like being nicknamed and called the Haruhi problem now.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
very silly.
But yeah, so the specific mathematical thing was about super permutations, right?
Hmm.
Um, like when you have a permutation, it's like how many combinations of numbers, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know exactly. So the question was, right?
Hmm.
Of all the different permutations of episode orders, what would be the fastest to watch them in? Which to me that doesn't make sense because they're all going to take the same time. You would assume, right?
Oh, it's not. It's not fastest. It's like what the most efficient way.
Yeah, but like to me
Yeah. I
that's what
think.
that means. Like I don't know what it
Mm,
means by efficient. Like
I don't think efficient is the right word to be using here. I think I mean it's just like what order to watch the episodes in generally, because the like original airing Haruhi and the like DVD home release had different orders,
mhm.
and so the people have argued about what like the right way to watch it
Yeah,
is.
but those are two permutations. This is which is
Yeah.
the best way to watch all the permutations straight.
Hmm.
Which is like I don't understand how you can decide that because wouldn't it all just be the same?
Hmm.
Or
I
is
have
it
no
like
idea.
yeah, I don't
I don't
quite
know.
get the question. I'm not a math person. I'm dumb. To me
Yeah.
it's like this doesn't even make sense as a question, but it
Yeah.
made sense
This.
to some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently yeah.
Yeah. I think the idea was like, what if you watched every permutation of Haruhi possible, and then you would be able to figure out which one was the best, and that's
Oh,
how
I
they
guess
came up
yeah.
with the formula and how it
Mhm.
got worked into all this math stuff. I don't know. This
Yeah.
article does a pretty poor job of explaining what
Yeah, that's
a
the
lot of this
problem
is. Yeah.
because it's so short. But the funny thing is, computer scientist and mathematician Robin Houston discovered the question on the Math and Science Wikia page and tweeted about it on Tuesday. There's just some random mathematician dude going on
Hmm.
4chan in his free time. That to me just is a funny image to see. To be fair, it's not like the bee in the awful form stuff, but
Hmm.
yeah, anime's finally contributing to society. Let's go. They still
Yeah.
won't fix the birth rate. Sorry, sorry, Abe. But yeah, I think it was earlier this year. Greg Egan, a sci-fi writer,
Hmm.
who made a breakthrough earlier this month by figuring out how to find the largest possible super mutation.
Hmm.
Which, to me, you only have so many mutations. I
Yeah.
don't understand how it gets
I
longer.
have no idea.
I,
Yeah.
I don't understand math.
Yeah.
This is
This
beyond
is
me. But
confusing. This
either
is
way,
extremely high level math. Yeah.
yeah, fucking Haruhi, let's go.
Yeah. 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 That's wild.
Yeah, so The Verge asks Patone. Oh yeah, so professional mathematicians have double-checked the anonymous poster's work, and it checks out. Marquette University's Jay Pantone offered up a rewrite of the answers proof for other mathematicians. So they made it like more like the official
Hmm.
sort of text, but just this poor
Yeah.
poster. But I'm also curious, has this been did they just figure out 7 years later like I thought? Or is it
Yeah. Yeah.
or
The original.
what did it go up in 2011 in the original and it just took 7 years for someone to find and notice and be like, wait a second.
Yeah. The original archived post is from 2011, and this
Okay,
dude
so
tweeting about it is from a couple days ago. So yeah, it was just the proof was
sitting
sitting
there.
there for 7 years.
No one even knew. People are still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. It's
How do you
very
even
funny.
prove you're that person from 7 years ago now, though? You can't.
Yeah.
You're
You
done
can't.
for. That's insane. But yeah, so Patone was asked to calculate the shortest possible super permutation of of Haruhi,
Hmm.
and a viewer would have to watch at least 93,884. Wait, no, that's
Oh, it's
93
billion.
billion. Wait a second. There's
Yeah.
an extra set. Yeah, that's 93
Yeah.
billion 884 million 313,611 episodes to accomplish the task.
Yeah. It's wild.
Can you? Could you even do that? Well, not dying. Maybe
Probably
if you
not.
watched them all at once. Maybe if you had like multiple going at once.
Yeah. I think that defeats the purpose of the permutations, though.
Possibly. But I mean, that's science, right? You
Yeah.
take something and then you say, fuck it. We're doing it easier. Jeez, that's dumb. That's wild. I love it.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Reminder
Yeah.
that Haruhi was directed by Yamakan, who is a nut job,
Yeah.
who believes there's a conspiracy out to get him. A conspiracy of like Chinese fans and stuff.
Oh wow.
He's actually like crazy. It's wild.
Oh, I never heard about that. That is interesting.
I think we talked about it briefly when there's that other guy who got his anime canceled. He had like
Oh okay.
responded about it and then went on a rant of his own about how people are trying to like censor and destroy anime and they were all out to get him personally.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yamakan, why? Every time.
Yeah.
That his one contribution to society, creating Haruhi, and then
Yeah.
indirectly having this math solved.
Yeah.
Who gets credit for that in the most indirect way? Like the original writer for Haruhi, like
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
the
Yeah.
the poster's anonymous. We have to give the credit somewhere.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck though. You like making a historical discovery, no one finding it for 7 years. Like anytime in the 7 years, that person could have just like brought it up again and gotten their credit,
Hmm.
and now they're not going to. But who the fuck is going through 7-year-old archived posts about Haruhi? What the fuck?
Yeah. What was this mathematician doing? Going through a
He,
anime wiki.
he wanted to know the fastest super permutation of Haruhi apparently because he wanted to watch it.
Hmm.
I guess.
It's a math and science wiki. Huh.
Yeah.
Not an anime wiki. That's weird.
Yeah, it was just someone brought up the question about Haruhi on it because it is in the 4chan science board, and I guess it got
Yeah,
archived to a wiki. But
yeah. It looks like that 4chan board has their own wiki that they use to archive things. That's interesting.
yeah, the fact that it's just been archived there for 7 years, like
It's
all the people
hilarious.
on the 4chan science board knew and just weren't telling the mathematicians. Apparently, they're like, don't let them
Yeah.
know, guys. This is our secret. Only we. They don't watch
Yeah.
Haruhi. They don't get to know.
Yeah.
Thank God for that weeb mathematician for
Mm. Yeah.
bringing it to light.
Yeah. So yeah. So speaking of watching Haruhi, have you been watching anything anime?
Well, I
Or
actually did buy some of the Haruhi manga.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that video's I up. That's from last month, right? That's the I got it at the
Oh
book
yeah.
sale. I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
watched it yet. I haven't read it yet. Whoops. I never
Whoops.
finished the anime either, but I want to go back. I really want to watch the
Mm.
Disappearance of Nagato Yuki
Oh
because
yeah.
it's apparently very very different. So I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't watch that. I was trying to make the transition, and it was just like, wait a second. But yeah, for stuff I've watched, there wasn't too much.
Hmm.
I watched the new episode of Miss Vampire Lives in My Neighborhood, Tonari no Kyuketsuki-san. It's still cute. It's still fun. It's just
Hmm.
dumb gay vampire shenanigans.
Cool.
You
Yeah.
know that's my type of show, and
Yeah.
keep
It's right up
watching
your
it.
alley.
Yeah, right up my alley.
Hey.
Hey.
Nice.
I and then I also watched the new episode Bloom Into You. I need to catch up on Release the Spice, but I've been so bad about watching stuff.
Oh yeah.
I haven't read much stuff either. I have like a stack of books I bought. And I mean like a
Yeah.
stack. Like I bought so much last month because it was all on
Hmm.
sale and I haven't bought anything this month. I'm just like,
Oh
don't,
yeah.
no more buying, no more buying. And I'm still getting orders I like bought like a month and a half ago showing up. I'm like, I,
Oh.
I, I still haven't read the others. Please stop coming. Why did I do this to myself? So, this is probably going to be the last big manga haul. I say that, and then November
Hmm.
will be fine, and then December and like Christmas, I'll be like, shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Bloom Into You has absolutely fantastic art direction.
Hmm.
Without getting too much into spoilers, there's a scene where this one character gets worried. I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of like anxiety, kind of not, but the way they showcase like their thought process in the moment is so cool. Like everything goes black and white grayscale. It feels a lot like almost looking at Land of the Lustrous, the manga art, like the way
Oh.
the gradients and shadings all used, and the way they use contrast and what's the word, negative space.
Hmm.
It's really neat. It's a
Cool.
really gorgeous shot. I really, really like the way the anime is being adapted. It's very faithful. It's very nice.
Cool.
Apparently, the dub's about to start coming out too, but I'm
Oh
not a
yeah.
big fan of the dub voices. I prefer the sub
Hmm.
personally. Um, the dub
Yeah.
just to me sounds a bit too much like. Uh, it doesn't seem to match their personalities to me. They sound both like they're just like the sort of carefree character you'd expect to be like in a sports club, like the like
Yeah.
stereotypical sports club kind of personality voice.
Yeah.
Like it
I
gives
think I
off
know what you
that
mean.
vibe, and not so much like a vibe of a like student council president and a girl who's like kind of weird and confused and trying to find her place
Hmm.
and stuff. Like I don't know, they sound more almost tomboyish without being tomboys though. Like it's like
Yeah.
the more peppy, perky, which those characters never really came across to me. They were always one of them's kind of somber and like not grim, but they're like kind of like snarky,
Yeah.
and then the other one's kind of a more prim and proper. Like yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I
Yeah.
find the sub voices match like what I always imagined reading the manga very well. So I really
Hmm.
like it. I'm actually very curious. I need to. Yeah, Koito. I really like their voice actress.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say that could have possibly made it better, which I feel bad to say, because I
Mm-hmm.
do really like it. Um, what the heck's their name? The girl who voices Fos. I think she would have been
Oh,
the
okay.
only person who could have done a better job because like the character reminds me a lot of uh not Reina, Kumiko from Hibiki Euphonium.
Mm-hmm.
She reminds me like a ton of her. I feel like she'd fit the same. The problem is if they did that, it'd just be too similar,
Mm-hmm.
probably. But that's kind of why I wish that voice actress never did Kumiko. As much as I love Kumiko and her rendition of Kumiko is amazing, I'd rather her have done that rendition in a show that's actually gay and not just gay bait that makes me hate it.
Yeah. Oh.
Fuck season two. Season two's a hot mess, and not a
Mm.
good kind.
Yeah. Dang.
Um, and then yeah, that's all I watched. But I did read a bunch of stuff, which is
Oh
always
yeah.
fun to try to figure out what all I read. When was last? When was the
Last
last
episode was the
episode?
22nd.
22nd. Okay, so I read some of a manga called Cosmo Familia. It's like some
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi thing with space stuff. Don't really know what's going on at all. Only 3 chapters translated. It's cute.
Huh?
The
Cool.
premise is very weird and out there and unique, so
Hmm.
might read a tiny bit more. But it's not really popular. Let me just go finish date because if I mark as complete, it doesn't show up. Yay! So yes, so what one was this one? So yeah, pulling up all the stuff I've read. I read Tenbin Wahana to Asubu, which is a
Mm-hmm.
shoujo gender bender about a girl with vampire syndrome. Well, not really a girl. They're gender neutral, and at a certain point, their gender decides based on the gender of the blood they've drank in most from,
Wow. Huh.
which is a unique-ish concept. But
Yeah.
yeah, it like starts building up, and right near the second end of the second volume, it finally starts getting into the other main girl's backstory, and it starts really building up to like, oh, this is getting really interesting now, and then it ends right as it
Oh.
starts to build up. It's like, what? So it
Oh.
sucks as a trash ending. It's terrible. I gave her a 4.
Oh.
It could have been so good. Like it started getting to really unique ideas, and it was like interesting, and then it was just like suddenly over. Just abrupt. Nothing was answered. I was like, what?
Oh.
Why this? Why must you do me like this? But yeah, so um, that sucked. Um,
Oh.
I read Fujiu Sekai. Oh right, this one. This is terrible. This got an even
Oh.
worse rating. It threw around rape a lot in bad ways.
Oof.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a
bad.
girl who manipulates another one because the girl was supposed to walk home with her and didn't one day, and she got raped. And
Oh.
it's terrible. Bad. I'm
Yeah.
scraping the bottom of the barrel
Oh.
trying to find Yuri. I don't know why, but there's been a sudden influx of like Yuri like this, where it's like being translated. I mean, that's like really gross and
Mm.
bad. And I'm like, stop. Um,
Yeah.
I also read 22 chapters of another terrible one called Joe Sama no Eshi, which I haven't rated it yet because there's 2 chapters not translated, so I couldn't even finish it. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
been like, it's been Yuri baiting me the whole way, and there's 2 chapters left for it to possibly end up gay, and I have no idea if it will or not. But right now, I'm just
Mm.
gonna prematurely give it a 1.
Oh.
Even if it ends with Yuri, it's staying a 1. And I've never
Yeah.
given anything a 1 before, so that tells you everything. Don't read this.
Oof.
How it got 4 volumes out, I don't know. Do not read this. It's actually the most. I felt so uncomfortable reading it, but I was also like, not in the best place, and like, I just want to know if they're gay or not,
Yeah.
please. And like crying and trying to read it, and I
Oh.
was like, this is bad. Don't do it.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, it's really really creepy and bad
Ugh, yuck.
and
Yuck.
not good. But at least there's one like canonical lesbian character. She tries to drug and grope the other main girl though. It's not good. There's so much stuff wrong with this. I can't even start.
Yeah.
Just
Ugh.
don't. Just don't. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Stay the fuck away from this series.
Yeah. That
Just oh.
sounds real bad.
And then speaking of books that randomly arrived, the volume 2 of Just Alt I ordered like over a month ago showed up. Woo!
Oh, nice.
So I read the first chapter of volume 2 so far. I haven't gone past that yet, but it's still interesting and it's still very much based off like a D&D campaign. If you want to read something based off a D&D campaign, read this instead of Goblin Slayer. This isn't that good, but it's better than Goblin Slayer.
I feel like that's kind of a low bar, though.
That's true.
Mhm.
So it's really funny to me. This is like Yun Koga, who also did Akuma no Riddle, which is Yuri. This is
Oh,
like
yeah.
sort of gender bender. There's like one character who's like all the other characters keep calling them brother, and like in the first chapter I just read, they're like, that's sister to you now. Look at the
Mm.
body, and it's like, but the reason the body was changed isn't that good. It's just like, well, to give you a handicap because you're gonna beat the shit out of all your siblings in this tournament thing, we're gonna like put a bunch of restrictions on you, one of which is taking away your gender. And it's like, that's dumb.
Huh.
That doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense. But this is also 1992 when the
Yeah.
first volume came out. I'm very curious though because there's this used bookstore, and I saw they had all the volumes of Earthian selling
Mm.
as a bundle, like super cheap. I might just go pick it up because then I have a Yuri series from Yun Koga, a weird
Mhm.
gender bender fantasy series from Yun Koga, and then I'd have a yaoi series from Yun Koga as well. I'd have them all. I don't really have any yaoi either. I have Go For It Nakamura, but I think that's it.
Mm. Hmm.
Now that I think about it.
Cool.
But yeah, I think that's all I read. Question mark. Oh yeah, there was another manga, but I don't think it's up on Mal yet. There's actually two, but
Ah.
I think neither of them are, and I don't remember one. But the other one was like, give me a second. I know how to
Alright.
find it. I don't remember how to find one of them, or I know how to find the other.
Okay.
Uh, it's called Scarlet. Oh, there's actually one other thing. Is Scarlet up here
Oh.
now? No. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to a manga site, which is bad, but
Mhm.
just so I can show off what this series is. It's Scarlet.
Scarlet.
So it's about a vampire and a werewolf, kind of. It's like a tragedy, supernatural Yuri. The first volume or the first chapter sets it up with basically the young girl being super into like this older girl who's like, oh, I could just eat you right up, laughing. Everyone's like worried about this older girl, and she like walks in to find the older girl eating everyone, like all of her
Mhm.
family, because she's like a werewolf.
Yeah.
And then I guess police come to take her away or something, and so the other girl eats all of some drug thing that's like left on the ground. I forget why,
Yeah.
because I read that like a month ago.
Mhm.
And she turns into a vampire on accident. So to try to like, they're working together so the vampire can become human again, so the werewolf can eat her. Like that's literally their pact. Because she's like in love with the werewolf and wants to be eaten by her or something. It's fucked. It's a messed up version of Red Riding Hood and their narcotics officers and vampire hunters. It's
That's really weird.
yeah, it's neat though. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's something else. Yeah, and then actually I remember there was. So the other thing I was reading was Fusoroi no Renri, which I'll bring up. It's a set of doujinshi by an author, Mikanuji, who also did Now Loading, which is coming out soon. Seven Seas is about to put out, and it's really good. I recommend reading it. It's only
Mm.
5 chapters. It's a single volume, but it's really good. But
Oh, okay.
I'm loving this thing. It's just really cute, and they put out like on their Twitter they'll like post it, and then someone just translates it later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I
Cool.
follow them on Twitter. And I just like give likes and stuff because I'm like I'm sorry. I wanna. I just can't understand it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good. And then one last thing I just remembered, but
Oh yeah.
the new chapter World Trigger's out after 2 long years. It says
Nice.
I'm still reading like 79 chapters, volume 9, but that's because I technically skipped to where the anime ended and read from there. And
Oh yeah.
then I bought the manga up to where it's released, and the volume 9 is rereading the manga like that's set during the anime that I hadn't read yet.
Mm-hmm.
So once I catch up, I'm then going to like update it all. No, we just dropped a bunch of frames, and I'm worried because
Oh.
this is why we didn't yesterday. Oh no!
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh no.
I love World Trigger so much. I'm so glad it's back.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying for the rest of the month it'd be like weekly chapters, just because
Mm-hmm.
like they'd built up some, and then it was going to go to monthly for the health of the author,
Yeah.
which is totally understandable. It it sucks a bit just because it's like this started in 2013, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 3 years, it put out like 100 something chapters, right?
Yeah.
In another 3 years, it's only going to put out about 36.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like heavily dropping. It's going to take a lot longer, and
Yeah.
especially it starts to worry that like popularity sometimes drops off with series when they move to monthly, and the worry is that it might get canceled or something because they're just like they haven't
Mm-hmm.
they're not even into it. Like this is a series that deserves to go to like 70 volumes like Naruto does,
Yeah.
like at least 30. But
Wow.
well, I mean it's only at 18. It's just starting to get to a big point, so I'd say 50. I'd
Mm-hmm.
say at least 50, which will take
Mm-hmm.
forever, but it's okay because it's so good. It's so good. I'm okay with
Yeah.
waiting. I'm fully okay with waiting. The only worry is if it can make it that far, that at like that lower
Mm-hmm.
pace. But
Yeah.
I
I feel.
think it's been 2 years of the author like working to get back at it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure he'd find a way to tell his story because it sounds
Yeah.
like he's uh, super dedicated. So
Dedicated. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, if it's been this long and they're going back to releasing it now, then there's definitely people dedicated to making that thing happen.
yeah,
Yeah. I'd say a high chance that it keeps going for quite a while still, as long as the author can keep going.
yeah. I know when it was airing weekly. At one point, I think it was ranked the 12th best-selling manga, which is pretty good when you think about it,
Yeah,
right?
it
Because
is.
the top is One Piece no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of older ones that are like still through sales are probably selling really high. Attack on Titan probably is up there. Tokyo Ghoul, right? Like you can
Yeah.
probably name off what the other top 11 would be. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
probably just guess, and the fact that it's like right up there above like all this other stuff, it's so weird because no one talked about it. It's like seemingly unheard of, but it's still like selling amazingly well.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those series that's just like this dark horse that's so good, but it's not like super over the top and flashy like all these others that make people super like into it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's got so much depth, especially to like the combat and stuff. Like there's a strategy one team has where they use like wires and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
just you see all the other teams start to sort of like adapt to it, and they're chasing the sniper because they've caught the sniper, and the sniper just does a little hop in the middle of the street, and they all like the person chasing her just stops. It's like shit, wires. There's no wires. Like it's just this little fucking hop,
Mm-hmm.
and just because of the threat of the wires, like it's these little details that are able to be like construed into something bigger is so interesting and unique. You very rarely see like battle manga go into that. It's like, haha, I just outthought you with this. No, I outthought you with this. You don't have like the little just like mind
Mm-hmm.
games like that where it's just a hop or it's just
Yeah.
oh, she can't shield an attack at the same time because she refuses to hit people, so she only uses like lead bullet, which takes 2 triggers, and you can't have 3 at once. You can't be using that and your shield. So she summons regular bullets, and they're like, wait a second, she can shoot us? So they stop to throw up their shield, and she just shoots in front of them and like destroys the path instead. And it's like, nah, like constantly out mind gaming people in these
Yeah.
little ways that have been thoroughly set up beforehand, so they feel super realistic and like something someone could have actually came up with. It's so good. It's so good. And yeah, the new chapter is like the start of their first major battle with this new member on their team that
Hmm.
they've been building up to for like 2 volumes, and I'm so excited. It stopped right at this super hype point, and I think the chapters that are going to come out over the next few weeks are going to cover that battle, and then it will go to monthly. So I'm just I'm sorry. I had to talk about World Trigger for a while. I love it so
Hmm.
much. It's one of my favorite manga. I'm so glad it's
Awesome.
back.
It's awesome. Cool.
So yeah, what about you? What have you
Oh,
watched and read? More.
well, no reading this week. I just haven't been buying much manga lately. But I have been watching quite a bit of stuff. I was actually been kind of thinking about this week how like at the start of this season we were like, oh yeah, there's a couple shows that look like they might be okay, and now there's actually like a bunch of shows that I'm watching and really like.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like first off there's Run with the Wind, which has gotten so much better. Like I was after the first 2 episodes I wasn't super sure on it, and now it's like gotten really great. The characters are a ton of fun. It's a great cast, and they've like kind of set up an opposing team, sort of, and it's very good drama. Yeah, it's
I
a
have a
really cool
question.
show.
I have a question
Yeah.
because I'm seeing in like screenshots here. There's a black character. Are they super
Hmm.
racist about it, or are they actually good about the portrayal?
Uh, it's actually like pretty good, I think. It's he's like, it's probably not the best that it could be, but it's I think it's pretty good. It's not like really blatantly racist, at least. So that's better than like 60% of black characters in anime.
It's like tolerant, and the characters around are kind of awkward, or is it like
Um, I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Like there was a joke at one point with him where they were like pointing out how everyone on this team is actually would be a pretty good runner for the most part, and they were like, "I knew it. It just makes sense." And he's like, "Hey, you can't say that. That's racist." And he's like, "No, there's this other reason, and there was some other legitimate reason." And so it's like, okay, they're at least aware
mm-hmm.
that having a black character in this could be weird,
Yeah,
so they like know better. So.
yeah, the fact that they're being self-aware
Hmm.
about it and like saying like, come on, like you can't be racist and stuff, kind of
Yeah.
gives hope because it's like not many shows do that.
Yeah. Yeah. That show has been pretty good. And another show keeping up with is Zombieland Saga, which they they had a hot spring episode this week,
How does that
and it
work in
made it
zombies?
well not very well because they actually managed to not have much like dumb like hot spring stuff
Mm-hmm.
to it, which was good. But yeah, that was kind of the whole thing. It was like they went to this hot spring place for a concert with some corporation there, and they're like, okay, you can't go in the water because you're zombies, and that'll be bad.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what's gonna happen if they go in? Like, will they like bloat and rot? Like,
Yeah. So when some of them eventually stuck in the water, one of them, her head just popped off, and which was weird. But then they ran around with this helpless girl and scared all the other people at the resort, and it was very silly. It's a silly show, and it's pretty good. But they still kind of had bad CG dancing, so it makes me wonder if that was because when it happened the first time, people were wondering if that was like intentional. It's like a parody of stuff, and I don't think it is. I think it's just bad CG.
just bad CG. It is Mappa.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know much about them in
Mhm.
CG.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard much about them. Oh yeah, they did Inuyashiki, so it's Inuyashiki CG,
Hmm.
which is okay-ish.
Yeah, it's like competent CG, but not the best.
Yeah, it's very clearly CG, but
Yeah,
it's CG that moves not terribly.
yeah. But Speaking of CG that is really good though, is Gridman. That show has some very good CG work. Yeah, that show. It's like I don't know. I really like the action in it, and I think some of the characters are pretty cool. But I think the drama they're building between the main characters is a little lame. It's just very like generic high school drama. Like, oh, the main girl and the main guy like each other, but they won't say that, and but they secretly care about each other. So when they're in danger, they get really worried, and like, yeah, this is like I don't know. It's just boring and generic stuff, but otherwise the show is cool.
Is the pink-haired girl a yandere?
The pink haired girl?
Yeah, or purple girl, Akane Shinjo.
Uh,
I saw art of her with like a Zacto knife with like
oh, I don't know.
she looked like
She,
a yandere in it, and I'm like, give me some yandere action. Damn.
I don't know.
It's
If I'm
always the pink-haired
Korean.
girl. Ever since Mirai Nikki, it's always the
Hmm.
pink-haired girl or purple-haired.
I don't know. She is kind of the villain, sort of.
What? She's a main character. I thought she was a good character. No?
No,
Oh.
the the Takamata Rika is the good character girl.
So it's two guys and a girl as the main three good guys, and then like
Hmm.
a girl as the enemy. There's a guy named Samurai Caliber.
Yeah, it's a very good name.
Jesus.
He turns into a giant sword and also carries around
I'm
four
I'm not
massive katanas.
I'm not surprised. It's Samurai Caliber. It's a
Yeah,
terrible joke on like a Samurai Excalibur.
yeah, it's very silly. I really like that guy a lot. Actually, he's probably my favorite character in the show because he's just so weird all the time, and for some reason, no one else in the city seems to notice him. It's really silly, and he carries these four big swords, and he keeps bumping into things with them, and it's maybe my favorite fun like running gag in that show is him like not being able to walk through doors because of his swords. It's very good. Yeah. Uh, and also keeping up with Double Decker, which is like most of this episode was really good. They had like a fake cop show, Double Decker, and yeah, it was like doing like fake cops where they have the camera crew
Yeah.
following cops, and it was really silly.
God.
And but they were like, oh, these are special detectives, so we have to protect their identities, so we have to like blur their faces and modulate their voices, and they actually did that for the anime, and so it
God.
was like for half the episode, you just can't see the characters and don't hear their voices right. It's really silly.
That's actually great.
Yeah, it's there's kind of one thing I'm having an issue with this show is the character Kirill is they've joked about him looking like a girl, and people being like really surprised like what you're not a girl but you look like a girl, and now they're doing a thing where like his sister was missing and they found someone who was supposed to be his sister, and it turns out it was actually a man, but they don't explain if it's someone impersonating his sister or if his sister is not who she says she was or something, and I don't know, it's just this one like weird thing.
Hmm.
Hopefully as they reveal some more details about that it'll become better, but I don't know, it's just been like this weird joke in it that just feels out of place with the rest of it, and how like I don't know, the rest of the comedy has been very good, but that one thing sticks out being like that's strange.
I know when I first saw like the designs of the characters, I almost
Hmm.
thought Curl was a girl. When I look at
Hmm.
the designs, I'm like, wait, no, there's no boobs. All the other
Yeah.
girls have boobs. Like,
Yeah.
clearly, boobs are skirts.
Hmm. But yeah, otherwise that show is still pretty good, but still not enough Maxine, still need more of her.
Yeah.
She only had like two lines this week. It's a bummer. Yeah, and then
Two,
also
two voice modulated lines.
no, she wasn't in that
Oh,
part of the episode.
damn.
Yeah. And then also watching Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, which that show is just still good. Like there's I don't know, not much to say about it because it's so short and a pretty simple show. But like the Honda, the main character skeleton, he's just so relatable because he is like he's kind of an anxious mess, and it's just highly relatable, you know.
Understood.
Yeah.
Heavily
He had
understood.
Yeah. He had to go to like corporate training to be told how to properly greet customers. And it was he hated it, and everyone there hated it, and it's just everyone sharing in misery. Misery. It was a good episode.
I went to
Yeah.
corporate training
Oh
yesterday.
yeah. Oof.
I
Yeah.
understand. No one likes it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a couple more shows keeping up with. There's so many good shows this season. Also watching Surune. The second episode of that came out, which is it's good.
How's
It's
that?
a good
How's
episode.
that spelled again?
Tsurune. Surune.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I like half wrote it. I thought I had it
Yeah.
right, and then I just like blanked because it wasn't coming up.
Yeah.
It's the archery one.
Yeah. Archery. Yeah. It's like a they. It's weird. They got like real right into some like pretty deep drama with characters, even though they didn't fully like introduce some of them. But it ended up being pretty good anyway. It's been like a strong hook for only being the second episode, so definitely on board for more of that show.
Neat.
But yeah, it's a cool episode. And last current season thing was Golden Kamuy, which is incredibly good. You should really catch up on it.
I need to
Oh.
so badly.
Yeah, you do. Oh, it's so good. Especially because there are things in it that you kind of need to see to get the full impact of them. Like I've been seeing like Crunchyroll and posting screenshots of the things that you wouldn't want spoiled.
Oh, I haven't seen the screenshots, luckily then.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's because I unfollowed Crunchyroll because I got sick of seeing all the Goblin Slayer trash.
Yeah. Oh,
Everywhere.
yeah. I went on Twitter and muted Goblin Slayer, so hopefully I will never see it. It's just dumb. Yeah. And I'm having one problem with Golden Kamuy is that they keep referencing something that happened in season one, but I don't remember the thing they're referencing, so I need to go back and watch an episode or
What's
two.
the reference?
It's something about Shiraishi and Hijikata, and they might be working together at some
Oh.
point, or they did, or something.
I didn't get to where that's shown, but I do know that from the manga. Yeah, they like
Yeah.
he kind of like gets caught by them because he finds them and he tries to spy on them. So then they're like, "Oh, we heard you've like." It's like, "Cool, you've caught back up to us to work with us again. We heard you're like finding these like the skins with these other guys. Make sure to make copies for us as well." Like type thing.
Yeah.
Like try and get him to be like a double agent. It's right before
Oh, okay.
they go to Hempei.
hmm
Like right
Okay.
before the Hempei part.
Yeah. Okay. Cause yeah, they like never reference what they're actually talking about. They're just kind of referencing the time frame that it happened in, and so it was really weird. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I remember that part
I
now.
believe
Okay.
it's right before Hempei.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when they're like finishing up the coastal fishing village stuff.
Yeah.
Is the moment they're talking about. Yeah.
Have they
Okay.
introduced the really hot character that's in the poster yet?
The really hot character?
The really hot girl.
Yes, I believe so. I
They
think
have-
she's at like the end of season one.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
She's cute though.
That character's interesting, cause yeah,
Oh,
it's-
there's two cute girls. There's another one I didn't see at the back there.
at the back. Oh, the fortune teller. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's also interested in like the last episode of season one, I think.
They're
But yeah,
really good at making interesting characters. Like
yeah, they are.
everyone's so unique in their own ways.
hmm Yeah, the first character you mentioned, the first lady. She, like, I don't know. I think she like might be a trans character, but I don't know because
Oh.
so she was a prisoner who would dress as a woman to like lure people into a hotel and then kill them and steal their things. But like everyone knows that, but she's still like dressing as a woman and presenting as a woman and people using female pronouns and stuff. So it's like, is this?
It's like cool trans character, not so
Yeah.
cool being a murderer because that's bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the villain. But I mean, if
Yeah.
they end up not being a villain and good in the end, or helping them in the
Yeah.
end, who knows?
The season 2 has definitely gone to money in the waters on who is a villain.
Yeah,
So,
I
for the
really
most part.
like shows like that where it's like
Mhm.
every character is kind of flawed in their own way and believable, and it's like
Yeah.
there is no fully good or bad. It's all like morally gray and
hmm The show is pretty good for that.
The character designs are also super good. Some of the guys have
Yeah.
kind of generic, like certain members of like the military I find look super generic, but it's like
Hmm.
the main cast, they do a good job at like using scars or like different like builds
Hmm.
and stuff to like really make them like
Yeah.
stand out from each other, like, or like Shiraishi, the only idiot with like his stupid purple coat, like,
Yeah.
type thing.
Oh.
You have this guy with a giant metal plate on his head. You have another guy with like some metal plate in his head. uh, a few old men, but not too many. This dude looks like he has a metal jaw.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That thing. Oh, you should catch up.
I
You should
should.
catch up.
There's like a
That's
bunch
wild.
of different
Oh
characters of
yeah.
different ethnicities, which is also cool. Like you got the Ainu, you've got this guy looks like he's probably Indian. I would want to guess.
Mm, I don't know if that guy isn't. He hasn't been introduced yet,
Okay,
so
the
I have no idea.
uniform to me, the
Yeah, the uniform
military
does look
uniform looks
foreign.
well. Just the uniform. It reminds me of like World War One, like I want to say India. It makes me think. I'm
Hmm.
trying to get a good look at like what's on like the collars and stuff. It could be
Yeah.
Chinese too.
Yeah. Could be.
It's very not clear. But
Yeah.
there's also a stereotypical way that most anime portrays Indian characters, and it
Yeah.
definitely is falling into that stereotype.
Hmm. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, that show's so good. You need to catch up on it. It's very good. But yeah, the last thing I've been watching, I finished up watching Planet with. Watched the last couple episodes of
I
that.
need to finish that too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
so fucking
was,
weird. I love weird shit like that.
yeah. I don't know, I really like that show had a lot of like cool visuals and some good moments, but like there's that thing that happens halfway through that like totally deflated the show for me because
Mm-hmm.
it kind of separates the show into two separate arcs and they
Mm-hmm.
kind of like there's a thing that brings them back together at the end, but like it was just really weird because it
Mm-hmm.
kind of felt like it killed all the momentum for this 12 episode show that suddenly stopped halfway through. But yeah, it gets real weird. Well, you should keep watching it at least the
I
next like
should.
episode or two.
I should. I
Yeah,
really want to. I don't find the time. I'd
yeah,
sit down. I'm like I'm gonna work on fanfic, and then I do nothing for 2 hours and just stare and like zone out.
yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
know how
shit,
that is.
I missed my chance to watch anime or do anything else.
Yeah,
But I don't want to sit down and do that because I got fics and stuff to write, and I feel bad if I'm not doing something productive
yeah,
constantly. But then I try to do productive and do nothing.
yeah. Yeah, that's just how life is sometimes.
That's just how it
So
be on
yeah,
this bitch of an earth. Where is that
yeah.
quote from again? I don't.
I have no idea.
I keep seeing it around, and it's like that's just how it be on this bitch. I love it.
Yeah.
Such a dumb
So
quote.
yeah. So yeah, that is everything I've watched this week.
Alright, so if we want to get into our book
Oh,
club.
yeah. Start off with Shuosei this week.
Alright. Uh, I actually kind of like this episode.
Yeah, it was alright.
It's getting more interesting the more they
It
get away
is.
from dealing with Rise issues,
Mm-hmm.
and they get more into like the like political sort of
Mm-hmm.
like maneuverings on the planet. That's definitely a lot more interesting to me.
Yeah.
The third's a little shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's. I kind of like that he's had this turn to be like he's kind of playing both sides here.
He's like this
Thought that was.
manipulative little fuck. Like, I really want to
Yeah.
know what his motives are, because he's like very clearly manipulating everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious if he's the one who killed what's his name.
Oh yeah. I think it's pretty heavily suggested at the end because of how he when Thor and Tiz talk to him and tell him that the guy got murdered. He's like the way he's kind of
It's
talking
like,
about very nonchalantly.
it's like it's for the best. He wouldn't have survived the night or whatever.
Yeah.
Which
So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he is the one who did it, or like told
to
someone to do it.
to like remove witnesses or something. Because there's
Mm-hmm.
also a whole section when they're like visiting that the guy with the glasses, who's like his second in command, just isn't there. Like
Yeah.
we just don't see him. He could just be out getting a plant. Like,
Yeah.
or it could be the assassins who went after them too might have killed him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not super clear.
Yeah.
It looked really dumb though, just him laying on the ground, this ripped up plant everywhere, there's blood.
Yeah, that
It's like,
was
are those
weird.
weird rat things? Like what?
Yeah, just the little wiggling plant bits on the ground. That was strange.
I mean, good for him. He took the plant with him, but like,
Yeah.
uh, also I'm really confused about the timeline now because this guy, we
Mm-hmm.
get some new like some answers to like the stuff with their parents. He was the one tasked to lead killing off their parents,
Yeah.
but somehow he ended up on the planet before
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yeah. I I don't know if this is true, but I feel like at some point they had implied that Thor and Ryan had been like held somewhere briefly for some amount of time before being sent down to the planet. I don't know,
That's
like it
possible.
feels like a month or two. Yeah.
That's
I
very
don't.
possible.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'd think of is if. But yeah, that otherwise that timeline is so little weird.
Yeah.
Because
And
yeah, the way they act about him is they talk about him like he's been there for years or something.
and he's like, "Yeah, I've killed your parents, or I
Yeah.
was tasked to." But he says like, "I think it was just like a setup." So maybe he was originally tasked to. He didn't do it. He got sent down, and then someone else did it, possibly. But it's just
Yeah.
not clear. But it might have been trying to imply that. And then
Hmm.
we start finding out this thing about like, oh yeah, when you turn like 18, you die rapidly
Yeah.
because you didn't have some sort of surgery or you have some sort of protector thing.
Hmm. That was really weird.
Hmm.
It seemed like such a strange reveal to
Suddenly
pull
out of
right
nowhere, it's
now.
like, why would you
Yeah.
not just give people the surgery right away? Like, there has to be some
Yeah.
downside to it that they're not talking about that we'll find out or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Could just be something like you can't really do it on kids or something. But yeah.
Maybe. I like the whole thing too with when he's talking to a third and third's like, I'll be your third. It's like, yeah, right, you will. He's like, yeah, you'll just kill my first and then I'll be your third. He's like, fuck,
Yeah.
not like this.
Yeah.
Or I got baited so fucking hard. Baited and outsmarted. What a
Hmm.
dumbass. It's like, wait, no, I didn't want to start a fight. It's like you told him off and called him like a piece of shit and said you'd fight. Like, no shit that's gonna come across as a try. You weren't even baited there. You're just being
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. You're just actually an idiot. That's all.
I didn't like how he was manipulating Chen either, though. Kind
Oh
of
yeah.
like when he's like talking about how she's the only one, but he's specifically only putting on the view because he knows the assassin's watching or wherever.
Hmm.
And then
True.
I did notice a detail I like though. Him and Chen have matching necklaces. It's
Yeah,
Chen.
because they said
Chen. Yeah.
the they said that the like first, second, and third get those or something. Like the high-ranking people of each ring
Well,
get
it's like,
necklaces like that.
yeah, but they're kind of different. Like, Cheng
Yeah.
is the first, so she has the necklace of the first. So the
Hmm.
fact that the third has a matching, I thought it was probably more like you probably get a necklace, but they might have specifically made them matching because Cheng was into him,
Yeah.
possibly.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because yeah, Tiz's looked very different, didn't it? It was like more like long pointy bits. I want to
I don't
say.
remember.
I don't remember
Maybe.
either. They might all be the same. I thought it looked different. I don't know. I could be dumb.
Well, I think there were some that were different with like just the number of the things hanging.
Oh,
But yeah,
maybe.
I don't remember what
Well,
Tiz's was.
I thought it was a neat thing. I was like, oh, maybe there is
Yeah.
something there. It's like, no, no, it's not if they all have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah. I
looking
don't
at the
know.
poster, and Rye has one. So it's like, he
Hmm.
kills Cheng and takes it. There we go. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think he was gonna die in this next episode.
yeah, probably not. What if he does, though? Or like, what if Thor does die and then Rai comes
Mhm.
back and takes over? What if? What if
Yeah.
that's the twist?
And if that would be pretty great, I'd be into that, honestly.
He's like laying out bleeding, and like Rai walks out like, "Yeah, I'm so glad you're finally gone. Thanks, Third." Like, wait, what?
Oh
Shit.
man, that'd be
Kid's
wild.
like, "Yay, Rai, you did it!" Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you tried to kill me, so I got you killed instead.
Yeah.
Planned it out somehow.
Hmm. Yeah. It's- God, one of the things I thought was pretty silly of this episode was when Third got shot. And he's like, "Oh, it's okay. I have a bulletproof vest on." It's like, no,
They,
you don't. You just have a tank top.
yeah, and they never show the vest. Like, they
Yeah.
specifically don't even animate it.
Yeah. And there's like no bullet wound or anything on his shirt. There's no hole anywhere. He's just like, yeah. Like, he just seems totally fine.
She's like, "Oof, that hurts." It's like, is this a BB gun? Like,
Yeah, I guess.
where do they get the bullets for the guns, anyways?
I don't know.
Are those just supplied to them somehow? Are they delivered? Is there a place making them? Who
Mm.
fucking knows? Like, I
Oh,
expected it all to be like swords and stuff at first, and then it's just like, no, we all have
yeah.
guns, I guess.
Yeah. There always hasn't been very many guns so far. They seem relatively rare. But
I don't think
they've been
so.
like
Pretty much
coming up pretty often.
all of the guards for like the first and second and third all have guns, but then the first, second, and third just have
Yeah.
knives. It's like you could just shoot them and take over anytime you wanted. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, since it's only like the guards for second and third that seem to have guns, but then like they're not showing anyone else, so it gives this idea that like, oh, guns are supposed to be rare, but they're showing them so often that they don't really feel that way. So it's just
yeah.
like they're kind of misusing that a bit.
And the fact that
Yeah.
again they're like there's these power struggles for who's the
Mhm.
strongest, but no one's using their guns, which
Yeah,
you could
that's
easily do.
yeah. This show would be better without guns. I think it's like they just shouldn't have any. So
They
it'd
or,
be
or maybe have like just one of the rings has like a few guns.
hmm
Because it's that one guy who shoots up starts the thing that gets rioted, like maybe have like that one ring has guns and they keep fucking
yeah.
stuff up and no one else has guns because the plants react like that.
hmm That could be good. Yeah. So there was something I realized about this show this week is that it's a Funimation show,
Oh yeah.
and after the Funimation and Crunchyroll thing was like kind of broken up, uh, I don't know if the show is going to be on Crunchyroll for the rest of the season.
Oh no, wait.
Uh,
Wait,
yeah,
we'll find a way. We'll find a way.
yeah.
Hopefully it is.
I
Well,
mean,
I think they
it
might
would
keep the
still.
sub version.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing they have been unclear about. It, like what's going to be losing what, because I remember Funimation put out a statement saying that like, oh, we're going to be keeping some stuff but we're going to lose some stuff, and like everyone's just being very wishy-washy about it, but apparently that's happening early November. I think it's the 9th is the date that I saw for it,
Well,
so
I
we'll
guess
find
we'll
out
find
after
out.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funimation
I,
does put up a lot of their old TV shows on YouTube in like 240p, so it might
mhm.
be there. Like I know they have Nabai no in 240p. Hey,
Nice. But
it's
yeah.
fucking awful trying to watch it on that shit.
mm, so yeah, if that does happen, then we'll figure out something. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, want to move on to Nobunaga this weekend?
Sure.
Yeah. I thought
Nobunaga.
thought this was a pretty good episode.
It's over the
It,
top. I love it. It's so
yeah,
dumb.
it like after the
Studio
last episode,
Bridge.
kind of lost the
Oh,
style that the beginning had.
oh
It's like
no.
gotten that style back. What?
This is another Funimation licensor one. It's
Oh, that's.
licensed by Funimation. We might lose Nobunaga too.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm very curious though. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen anything else by this Studio Bridge. I look, it's like if they did Fairy
Mm.
Tales, like that's where all their resources went for so long. And they did
Oh.
like Mitsudomori, which is creepy,
Mm.
and then some other edgy stuff. They've done very little because they were doing Fairy Tale, which takes up
Yeah.
a lot of your time. And they're doing the final season right now, which is very good. 8.34.
Yeah.
Also did like The Devil Survivor.
Hmm.
It looks like they do a lot of adaptations of games.
Yeah.
A few other things, but that's neat. I haven't really
Hmm.
seen much about
Yeah,
these
I've never really heard of
companies.
them.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just love the art design so much that I'm curious to see other stuff with it. But I
Hmm.
also didn't realize Fairy Tail got a new studio after. Oh, I
Oh.
guess it's A1 Pictures and Bridge working together, where the first was just A1 Pictures, so it's probably just to ease the
Hmm.
load off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also did the Prince Tutor one or whatever the heck, the Royal Tutor, which I've heard very good things about and
Oh.
kind of want to watch.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to pick up the manga, but never really got around to it.
Hmm.
But it's Yen Press, which is expensive.
Mm. Dang.
And then they did like some Star Wars thing, which is another game adaptation.
Mm. So yeah. I had something I noticed in this episode was that they are specifically naming the hurricane Olga, and that was an actual hurricane in 2001.
Oh, was it?
So I thought that was, yeah. So I guess this show canonically happens in 2001, which
Guess.
is weirdly interesting. I don't know.
Well, there's flip phones and stuff too, right? Like the phones would
Yeah, I
flip.
think so.
So yeah, I mean, fits back then.
Hmm.
Maybe is it based on a manga? No, this is an original, right? No, it's based on a manga. Maybe the manga's from 2001. Let me check.
Oh, yeah, that might be.
The manga
Oh,
is from 2011, so no,
huh.
6 volumes. I kind of want to read it.
Yeah,
Definitely not licensed though, which is sad.
yeah, yeah. That's something I've heard is that a lot of writers for like, books and TV, movies and stuff will set their shows in like early to mid 2000s because of flip phones. It's like smartphones kind of provide too much utility
That makes
for
sense.
that can mess up a lot of stories, and then also like flip phones for stuff in film. It's like it's really good to have a flip phone because then you can really blatantly show a character like hanging up and stuff. And there's a lot of reasons to use flip phones over smartphones.
Hmm.
So it kind of makes sense to set a show in the early to mid 2000s.
Yeah, if you're going to use a smartphone, you're probably going to actually be playing in a lot to like
Hmm.
technology and stuff, kind of the way I guess stuff like Gatchaman does, where they play into the use of technology.
Yeah.
Um, I also think probably there's a chance that like the authors probably started writing these stories. Like if this came out in 2011 for the manga, there's a
Hmm.
chance the authors started working on it like in 2004, like just penning ideas while doing
Yeah.
other projects. So it's
That's,
possibly also kind of like that for time related.
hmm. True.
I love the idea behind these aliens like trying to ride the hurricane inland so they can't get like caught. Like it's so smart.
Hmm.
It's like neat tactic stuff like this I love about shows.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about World Trigger and how much I love stuff like that, and then they have this, like they have something similar. It's like it's so good. It's such a good like oh shit they're learning moment. Like
Hmm. Yeah, that was really cool.
I also can't wait to meet some of the other characters. Like they're talking about other shooting types. They mentioned William Tell. It's like I
Hmm.
just want to meet these other people that apparently work for this organization.
Yeah, the next episode preview made it look like we might see a couple more in
And
the next episode.
we did meet Galileo sort of.
Yeah,
The Dalek.
yeah, that was really
I
silly.
think Galileo might be the weird person who looks like the bad person from Shaolin Showdown in episode 12. Like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, not them now.
I think that might be Galileo. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we'll find out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very curious. So when they're like, "Oh no, we need a shooting type," it's like
Hmm.
I'm no good. I'm not combat right like allowed or whatever. Can does his stuff not hurt at all? Because he says they can kill eventually, right? Can he not make
Hmm.
a clone version of her to shoot it down? Is it not powerful enough? I'm very curious
Hmm.
about that.
I don't know. Well, there was when he was training her and he made all those clones and they were shooting her and it was hurting, but not a lot.
Well,
So I was
there's also
probably.
it showed like a half a second scene of like
Hmm.
the uh the muzzle on the bullet shrinking and getting smaller
Yeah.
too, which like I assume meant he weakened them on purpose.
Oh yeah, could be.
So I don't
I hadn't
know.
thought of that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, when that happened, the way I thought that was trying to be like, oh, they're doing this to be more accurate. Like she isn't, because she wasn't being accurate, and he was trying to tell her to be more accurate. I thought that was what that was being,
Could
but it
be.
could also be the like a
Yeah.
smaller barrel for a
c-
smaller caliber, so it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah, because her getting more accurate, she didn't make her bullet smaller to do that, so
Yeah,
she didn't have
true.
to do it that way. Although he could have used his clones at least to take out the eggs, you would think.
Yeah.
I love the
Oh.
way it flicked and threw out the eggs too. It looks so
Yeah.
silly. It's
That
just like
was
I thought he was gonna like toss them all instead. It's just like flicking a few out. It's like taking its
yeah.
time, no worries.
That was such a silly animation.
Uh, I'm a bit sad I got baited again by Magical
Mhm.
Girl Yuri bait that then is ending up probably gonna be pretty straight. Just
Yeah.
this episode was real straight. I really hope they don't end up together. I really hope it doesn't do that. Please, please don't.
Yeah.
Don't
I
put her
just.
together with Jack the Ripper. He'll fucking kill her. That's what Jack the Ripper does.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, I kind of hope he has an evil turn at the end.
Oh, that'd be
With
good.
like Jack the Ripper ends up being actual evil. That'd be good.
Starts like mass murdering. Like she does fall for him. He's like tries to mass murder her. Her friend saves her.
Mm.
Like the first one she made, who's probably not going to show up again in the series, despite me
Yeah.
really wanting them. My
Yeah.
wild over the top uh, theory for this show, because I have to have one for every show that's completely over the
Hmm.
top. Because
Yeah.
they mention like how do they know, like they're learning, something's telling her. It's like they're hive mind controlled. The person controlling them is her friend from the first two
Oh.
episodes. Oh shit.
Oh. That'd be rough. That'd be good.
Because she likes to see her fighting. She wants to see her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh. Oh.
Crazy stalker obsessed. Like, I want to see you,
Hmm.
Nobunaga. I really liked her outfit too. Like, it looks kind of dumb, but I also like how it's like clearly very stylized. Like
Hmm.
there's no other show with like an outfit like that, and it's stupid but cool at the same time. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is the scene of her dancing. Like, it was kind of dumb and stupid, but I
Yeah.
guess it's like to calm the nerves. She's like just taking over by him, does a dance, and then just jumps the fuck out. Like, see you later.
Yeah. I did like that scene with the like going between her dancing and Nobunaga talking like bring me my drum, and he starts like reciting poetry or something.
Yeah, he's theoretically doing the same dance while
Hmm.
reciting poetry of how they're going to destroy the other people while someone else plays a drum before
Yeah.
they get ready for like a suicidal battle with like 2,000 people into 50,000. And that's
Yeah.
like the exact same situation she's in where she jumps out. But
Hmm.
I like the reasoning behind jumping out too, where they're looking at like it's shaking too much, I can't keep a
Hmm.
lead. Oh, if I get on the same wind as it because I'm currently like outside of the windstorm, like if I
Hmm.
do that, I'll be like shaking with it, sort of like it'll
Yeah.
balance us out, which was a
Hmm.
neat idea to play off of.
Yeah, that was
And
good
then
stuff.
using the bullets to make them fly faster in certain directions
Oh
was
yeah.
so corny. I loved it. It was so dumb. It was great.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot to say about this episode because
It
yeah,
was mostly
it's
just the one
just
battle, the entire episode,
yeah,
and setting
pretty
up and
much.
trying to get through like to doing it.
Hmm.
Kappa or Capo and the murderer, as I'm gonna refer to him now, they're really shitty at like psyching someone up. They're
Yeah,
really
they
bad
are.
at it. It looks like every time they tried to say something like you to encourage her, it just made everything worse. It's like you should just stop talking, like please.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I I don't think they're going to, but I want them to get off the Jack the Ripper and Ogre stuff.
Please.
So it's that's like my one concern about this show.
They
It's
might
like,
with more characters coming back. Also, looking at the
hmm,
main characters, I did see Isaac Newton and Gandhi are both main characters as well, so they're probably gonna start showing up a lot more, and hopefully
Mm.
shake up that dynamic and get away from like the partners that might fall in love type thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I just need
Yeah.
fix of Isaac stepping on people. That's her whole power. Just fucking
Oh,
step on
oh my
people.
god.
There's a
That was,
scene in the first episode of her stepping
yeah.
on Ogre. Like that's what more do you want? It's right there.
Mm. God, that would be ridiculous.
It'd be so easy to write. It's all right there.
Yeah. It
Listen to
writes
me.
itself.
Listen to me, YouTube. Go do it.
Yeah. I think that's about does it for this week, doesn't it? Unless you have anything else.
Nope.
Mm.
Did you have anything anime adjacent?
Not really. I mean, like, I played through Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise again
Mhm.
because I'm an idiot, and it just reminded me how bad that the writing in that game is, and it's depressing. Which actually just reminded me I also started watching that anime again, and the anime is very good. Yeah, it was
I-
just recap episodes this week, but or not this week, but the ones that I watched were just recaps. But it's been like over a month since I watched it, so it works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
My only anime adjacent thing is I finished Starling Battle for Atlas. It's
Mhm.
alright, but it's clearly rushed.
Oh yeah.
If the money put into developing the Toys to Life part was put into making the game better, it would be like a phenomenal game. But sadly, too much of the dev cycle went into making toys, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's an alright game, but I would recommend if you're gonna buy it, buy the digital version that comes with a bunch of ships and stuff. Because if you buy
Mhm.
physical, you don't get those unless if you basically buy the game again as the digital version, which is
Oof. That's
bullshit.
rough.
But you have to buy the
Yeah.
physical if you want to get the two exclusive ships, which, from what I've heard, I think are already
Mhm.
sold out and now on eBay for $100. So I'm
Of
not
course.
getting them, and I'm gonna cry
Oh,
because I want them. But they're so
dang.
expensive. The Target one I can still get, but it's like $60 because of shipping. Because Target's not in Canada anymore,
Oh, yeah.
so feels
Ugh.
bad.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, I can't afford them when I have to buy my box sets. of anime
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
soon. So yeah, that's my anime adjacent.
Mhm.
I'm gonna speed run it soon. It's gonna be fucking awful.
Nice. I look forward to it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So I think
So yeah,
that's.
that
Oh, oh,
oh,
wait,
oh,
the biggest thing, Ruby Season 6 started.
oh,
I
nice.
forgot to mention that. How did I forget? Ruby Season 6 started. It's so good.
Yeah.
All the animation and combat looks so good this season, like, because Season 5 it sucked, I'm not gonna lie, the combat sucked, but it looks so good this season, it looks so crisp, everything. I have such high hopes for this season. It feels like the creators really listened to all the different sort of complaints about the last two seasons and their
Mhm.
transition period to Maya, which it took
Yeah.
3 seasons to get really good at their previous animation program, and then they lost Montium, they switched to Maya, there's a bunch of shakeups, and it's 3 seasons since then, and it seems like it's getting back to that peak, and I love it.
Mhm.
I have high hopes. I can't wait to be let down.
Very
But
excited.
I love Ruby so much. I love it so much. I'm so glad it's back.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah. I need.
Yang figure, the pre-order is this
Mhm.
month at the end of the month, or no, it's end of November. Sorry,
Yeah.
but
Oof. Cool.
along with all the box sets. Oh God.
So many box sets.
Yeah, I'm literally spending on 2 box sets and the Yang figure an entire
Mhm.
paycheck just on those
Oof.
3 things at the end of the
Yeah.
month. Oh,
Oof.
brutal.
So yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode of Shenanimegans. We'll be back next week, and you can watch us live on twitch.tv/Sasam on usually a Monday night, maybe a Tuesday, you could say. Or you
I
can
think
watch
I'm like
us.
3 weeks behind on uploading on YouTube too. So you were
Yeah.
about to say you can watch us on YouTube. I'm sorry, you can't yet. I've been bad.
Yeah. Well, I'll bother you more this week about it. So
When I'm functioning, I'll do it. When I'm
yeah.
not like going to pass out.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah. So yeah, when eventually you'll be able to watch this on Shenanimegans.moe, our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Twitter at SasamBots and at that lastly, and you can join the Discord at shenanimegans.moe/discord.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all.
Remember, kids, good girls
Yeah.
work hard, bad girls like frogs. Have a good night.
Good night.